continental to multi-continental. This is also supported by statements that imply that the Nine Tails could cause worldly destruction over time, so characters vastly stronger than him being far more casually planetary makes sense. Within this time period, there are only a handful of characters that even exceed this tier, notably Naruto, Kakashi, Sasuke, and
okay, but like, I hate when people use like context shit, turn the world to ash. I don't think he literally means like one. I don't think that means like one blast. Planet done. I think like if it just constantly started destroying shit, eventually the planet would be demolished. Same shit with Whitebeard. They got the power to destroy the world. Bitch, he can't destroy Earth. Literally, he can just make earthquakes everywhere and make everything fucked up. He can't actually just destroy Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm smoking out good. Yeah, I hit the exhaust. Now I'm taking off. I'm taking off. Yeah, I came from the bottom, I went to the top. Now I'm taking off. 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 Man, what's good, YouTube? I'm back with another video right here. You know what we finna turn this up. Mic all the way up. Fuck it. You did. You did. You digging me. Are you digging what I'm digging, nigga? You feel me? I don't know what this sound like, but we just gonna rock with it. Yamcha versus Naruto is totally unfair. Me personally, if I'm being honest, Naruto is heavily downplayed, but we know Dragon Ball doing his little 1-2. Get the fuck out of here. I'll chew, snoo your loo. Get out of here, nigga. Feel me? We back in our old groove, man. I kind of misreacted to these, you know what I'm saying, anime debate type videos. So we're gonna keep that shit going. Thank you. And most of y'all probably gonna think, oh, we know this already. Why are we even going through this? Nigga, shut the fuck up and enjoy the rodeo, nigga. How about that, bitch? Thank you.
history has not treated Yamcha well.
Y'all know I got the good eats. Well, kinda. I got me some ari. It's just fish and shrimp with ketchup. And then I got some chips and some leftover queso. So you hear me munching, I'm a munch for the night. You feel me?
When it comes to anime, there is no character who has consistently represented absolute failure and weakness like Yamcha has. In fact, there is an official Dragon Ball manga entirely dedicated to someone trying to stop Yamcha from taking all of his major L's that he does throughout Dragon Ball Z. However, I think this ridicule is honestly unfair to him. Being a guy who's on the lower end of power in a story with characters who can blow up galaxies and entire universes isn't as unimpressive as people make it out to be. So, having compared Krillin to One Piece a couple weeks ago, I thought this week I'd compare Yamcha to one of the other series in the big three, Naruto. Is Yamcha strong enough to solo the Narutoverse? Or do the sheer amount of different powerful shinobi and even alien gods...
We all know, like, scaling-wise, Krillin's beating the dog shit out of Kaido. But, like, wouldn't that be crazy to see? Like, bruh, I'd actually be mad as fuck. Even though I know Krillin wins, I honestly don't want him to win. He's a bitch. He's not supposed to be beating niggas who really boxing. Like, Kaido's really boxing. Let me stop playing with Krillin. Let me stop playing with his top. Real shit. I'm gonna shut up.
Simply overwhelm the bandit turned baseball player. Let's find out. If you do like this stuff, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's jump right in. For this video, we'll be talking about Yamcha at his pinnacle of power within Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, and using the Narutoverse as it is at its peak before Boruto. The reason I'm doing this is that there are a lot of characters that have been introduced in Boruto True Blue Vortex recently with completely unknown powers, and it feels unfair to compare them to Yamcha at this exact moment, because for all...
Real quick, let's talk about it. So all the people who stuck with Boruto since day one, I commend you, nigga. Shut the fuck up. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. Yes, you knew something. I knew something too, but I didn't want to watch bullshit. Duh. Who didn't know that Naruto had nothing and he gained everything? Everybody knew Boruto was going to be his opposite. He has everything and then he loses it all. We knew that shit, but that shit was ass. You can't tell me that the shit was good. It didn't get good until damn near Delta and Code part, and that's damn near at the end. You feel me? So it's like, besides the shit that was in the movie too, but like these niggas' missions was inside the village. These niggas was delivering groceries, nigga. They were mail deliverers. That was their mission one time, is to deliver mail. That shit was trash. I'm sorry. I'm not going for nothing.
Well, we know one of these guys has some sort of boundless, instantaneous win button ability. Also, I kind of want to do Boruto versus Gohan in the...
But, I'm not gonna lie. Boruto that shit, though. If you haven't been watching, start watching now. I read the manga. I didn't even watch the shit. I said, fuck, dog. I couldn't watch that shit, bro. I just read the manga. I ain't gonna lie.
The future. Still, if you want me to specifically do Boruto versus Dragon Ball in a video in the future, I can. But for now, I want to stick with known parts of the verse. To begin, let's start with Yamcha's scaling. Unfortunately for Yamcha, his reputation as a constant loser of fights did not begin just in the Saiyan saga. In his first appearance, he gets beaten by Goku, and after that, he continuously gets put up against people who are just far beyond him. In all the major Tenkaichi Budokai tournaments in original Dragon Ball, he's always eliminated very early in the bracket. He loses to Jackie Chun, he loses to Tien, and then he loses to Kami disguised as Shen, and almost always loses to these characters in quite embarrassing fashion, no less. Still, what I think is commendable about Yamcha here is that he never gives up despite these losses.
Alright, I'm done pausing real shit. Sparking Zero, y'all better do Tien justice. We all know Tien throw them bitches, bro. Tien, Frieza, Kid Buu, Kid Gohan, Super Saiyan 2. And fuck.
I'll know the rest of them later. Continuously trains with the rest of the Z fighters in order to protect the Earth. By the time of the Saiyan saga, while he's weaker than both Tien and Krillin, Yamcha still has an impressive power level of 1,480, essentially make him equal to Raditz in power. Of course, he eventually goes up against the Cybermen, but a lot of people seem to forget that Yamcha actually wins the fight pretty easily, and the only reason he gets killed is because he gets caught off guard by the Cybermen's suicide attack blowing him up. We even get told immediately after that if Krillin had been in this exact situation, he would have died too. Of course, in the manga for the Namek arc, Yamcha sits things out entirely as he's, dead. But in the anime continuity, Yamcha and the rest of the Z fighters train on King Kai's planet and eventually fight the members of the Ginyu Force, matching and outright beating them, with Yamcha taking down Recoome specifically. Besides Goldo, the remaining 3 members of the Ginyu Force have power levels between 40 and 50,000, meaning that Yamcha grew 33 times stronger while training with King Kai. At this point, Yamcha at the bare minimum is multiplanetary or dwarf star level, as vastly inferior characters and power levels are capable of destroying planets and making dwarf star level explosions while blowing them up, and Yamcha is at least 4 to 5 times stronger than that. By the Android arc, while Yamcha's only real fight is getting almost instantly killed by Garo and barely surviving.
Bro, they played that shit in slow-mo, but when I first seen those nigga, I was like, oh my god. I thought he was dead as fuck. There was no way he was coming back from that.
The Cell Juniors, he might actually be more impressive than we think. You see, Yamcha gets completely confused for base Goku at this time by 19 and 20 due to the size of his ki. This is based off of projections that Garo made for Goku's hypothetical strength growth. While he obviously didn't know about Super Saiyan, he does know about Frieza and King Cold. If this is true, he might believe that base Trunks was strong enough to beat Mecha Frieza, because again, he doesn't know what a Super Saiyan is. This means, by extension, Yamcha would be stronger than Mecha Frieza. This would mean he would scale to beyond a power level of 150 million, and at this point easily be star level, and using the anime, potentially solar system level based off of Frieza tanking Namek's explosion. However, this only works if you think Garo was aware of Frieza's actual power level instead of just grabbing his unique DNA and moving on. Either way, this level of scaling doesn't really matter because of what happens in the Buu Saga. Notoriously, in the Buu Saga, Yamcha slacks on his training until he's sent to the Otherworld, where he quickly grows so strong that he can beat Ollie Buu and Gorilla at the same time, doing better against him than Pikkon does, the same Pikkon who can one-shot Super Perfect Cell. In other words, Yamcha becomes strong enough to solo the Cell games by himself and easily is a solar system destroyer or beyond. As for speed, again, he would scale similar to base Goku right after the Cell games and base Pikkon, who traveled across universe-sized spaces in the Otherworld, putting their speed at literally quadrillions of times faster than light. Unfortunately though, this is where Yamcha's scaling ends. In Dragon Ball Super, he hasn't done anything. He's not recruited for the Tournament of Power, with his only statement being that in the Moro arc in the manga, he says he's still in the top 3 strongest Earthlings, likely making him the 3rd strongest behind Krillin and Tien, but over Roshi. Still, I hope I've shown that he is...
They actually had Yamcha fucked up. I understand him losing and shit, but they had him fucked up, not giving him a power boost and at least let him fight in that tournament, bro. I get there were stronger candidates, bro. But alright, Master Roshibo over Yamcha. This nigga Roshi ain't trained in years, nigga. I'm tripping. I would have let his old ass sit and relax. Y'all let this old ass nigga hop in and fade, but I ain't gonna lie, he went through though. Yeah, honestly, like what was Yamcha gonna do? He don't even know the seal technique. Yeah, that seal technique came in clutch too.
Not a fraud when it comes to power. It's just that everyone else he's against is just that much stronger. Still, will the Wolfang Fist be enough for the world of Shinobi? Let's find out. Just like any anime verse with a
he's the equivalent of Akamaru.
Most fighters in Naruto are going to be completely irrelevant power-wise. To better illustrate my point, remember...
Hold on. Cause why? Why is the Wolfang Fist? Roar, Akamaru! Fuck! Fuck, I forgot his shit. I forgot what the move was called.
What Madara did to the Shinobi Alliance. It took the combined effort of an entire army of Shinobi and multiple different Kage-level fighters, not to beat Madara, but simply stop him from destroying all of them with 2 big rocks. This doesn't mean I'm accusing these guys of being fodder. I think even pretty average Shinobi fall into the town levels of power, as even 2 low-level Jonin could fight the entire Sound Four at once, who all individually have town-level scaling. Still though, if you're asking like, what about the Sound Ninja? This is why I'm not bringing them up. Love them or hate them, they do not matter in a fight like this. Ultimately, the only characters that...
This is why I'm rewatching Naruto with my girl. Did Rock Lee just pull a fucking tree out the ground? Bruh, hold on.
Them up. Love them or hate them, they do not matter in a fight like this. Ultimately, the only characters that do matter are going to be the strongest Kage, some of the strongest Uchiha, 10 Tails related characters, and a handful of other random guys. Everyone else is simply not strong enough or doesn't have nearly enough hacks to be relevant. So let's go over the stats for the high tiers of the Narutoverse. Nearing the top tier of the verse, you have characters like 10 Tails Madara and Hagoromo, who through the God Tree and the Moon both generated planet-busting levels of energy. This is pretty consistent with objectively weaker characters who are still high tier like Biju, having calcs for their attacks being anywhere from large island level to multi-continental. This is also supported by statements that imply that the Nine Tails could cause worldly destruction over time, so characters vastly stronger than him being far more casually planetary makes sense. Within this time period, there are only a handful of characters that even exceed this tier, notably Naruto, Kakashi, Sasuke, and...
Okay, but like, I hate when people use like context shit, turn the world to ash. I don't think he literally means like one. I don't think that means like one blast. Planet done. I think like if it just constantly started destroying shit, eventually the planet would be demolished. Same shit with Whitebeard. They got the power to destroy the world. Bitch, he can't destroy Earth, literally. He can just make earthquakes everywhere and make everything fucked up. He can't actually just destroy Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why power scaling is stupid. But it's cool, though, at the same time. So it's like, you know, that part of power scaling is stupid.
Of course, Kaguya. Now, Kaguya's creation and potential recreation of her time-space has been absolutely argued to death. Some people say it's not even planetary, while others say this justifies a multiversal tiering for the character. As a reminder, there is no single objective way to scale a character. There is simply interpreting evidence with scrutiny. With that being said, I think the high tiers in Shippuden are at most solar system level based off this feat. Still though, if you want to use the multiversal scaling, keep in mind I could go and say that second form Frieza is universal, but I don't. Anyways, while no one is outright stronger than Kaguya, being similar in speed and having the capacity to damage her means that some characters are at least fractionally comparable to her. As for speed, the Naruto versus high tiers are relativistic or vaguely faster than light, but unfortunately, unlike Dragon Ball, they are much harder to solidly quantify. The best the verse has is that there are several light speed jutsu that characters at one point or another are capable of dodging or at least reacting to, and then they get stronger by an unknown amount by the end. So it's hard to say they are something like hundreds, thousands, or millions of times faster than the speed of light with any sort of confidence. You can't even scale Naruto or One Piece. But honestly, I just have one question. Of all the hacks in Naruto, which ones can actually reasonably stop someone who's both way faster and way stronger than you? Just a reminder, Yamcha was casually slapping around characters who could one-shot people who could do similar stuff to Kaguya. Also, he's likely billions of times faster than any shinobi. It's generally hard to comprehend how big of a number quadrillion is. So, for example, potential one-shot abilities like Kaguya's Ash Bones, the Totsuka Blade, or Kamui's Space Warping don't really matter because Yamcha isn't going to just stand still and let them hit him. Of course, the only relevant ability in this context then becomes Genjutsu. It's not necessarily something Yamcha can react to or see coming, but even then, I don't think it would work. Again, ignoring the fact that Genjutsu users need to actually send chakra to their opponent to put them in a Genjutsu, 99% of them by definition wouldn't work. I've talked about this before, but ki does not flow through the body in networks like chakra does, and Genjutsu directly works through manipulating these networks in the brain. Still though, people argue jutsu like the Infinite Tsukiyomi ignores this, as it's seen affecting animals who don't necessarily have chakra networks. This is fine and could hypothetically work on Yamcha.
How? Nigga, there are toads fighting. How does cats not have chakra? It's life energy. There's literally toads, fucking snakes, and all this other shit fighting each other. Y'all gotta stop.
Yamcha, if not for the fact it's extremely conditional and hard to pull off. Not only does it need a full moon, but it takes significant time to actually cast it, to the point where Madara dropped multiple meteors beforehand in order to stall. Furthermore, the moon begins to visibly change before the jutsu is fully casted. If Yamcha sees the moon suddenly turning into a giant Sharingan, he could easily erase the entire thing with a single ki blast at speeds faster than any shinobi could react. If Kiba had time to notice the moon changing, then so can Yamcha. Aside from that, there isn't really anything in the Narutoverse that it can offer to stop Yamcha.
They're the same person, I'm telling you.
If Kiba had time to notice the moon changing, then so can Yamcha. Aside from that, there isn't really anything in the Narutoverse that it can offer to stop Yamcha, just because of the overwhelming difference in speed and strength. So, for the first time in forever, I'm giving a W to Yamcha. No jokes, no satire, Yamcha is simply that strong and deserves that level of respect. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. As always, thank you so much to my...
Hey, but y'all boy like, comment, subscribe, you feel me? We kind of already knew that, but it's good to learn a little thing. I ain't gonna lie. The scaling, he didn't really go into like full detail. Like, I kind of felt like he could have explained Naruto scaling a little bit more. How you gonna max it out at solar system? You know what I'm saying? When Kaguya, it's really stated that Kaguya, low-key, she moved the world. Like, she's moving the universe. Like, when she changed dimensions, she wasn't bringing everybody else with her. It was her actually manipulating the, like, you know what I'm saying, the time and space and changing it to a new time and space. So that's kind of like You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of crazy, but I guess you can cap it out at solar system. But y'all boys like, comment, subscribe, man. Tune in for more videos. You know what I'm saying? If you fuck with your boy, just like the video, bro. Comment the shit. Join the Discord. Feel me? Like, just do me a little solid. Thank you.
I'm smoking out good. Yeah, I hit the exhaust. Now I'm taking off. I'm taking off. Yeah, I came from the bottom, I went to the top. Now I'm taking